Okay, we can rock with that. That'll do.
Welcome to the Man and Man podcast, where today we're going to talk about top 10 lighting setups in the world.
So hello everybody, welcome back to another new franchise movie review. So I am joined by
Jonah and Logan.
and
Logan Wilson.
You're sitting on my ring light.
and
I'm TikTok famous, by the way.
yeah. Today we're here to start
the
a
whole
new
way up.
movie franchise with Harry Potter, with the first movie Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
I'm
Stone.
finally watching it.
Yeah, Jonah has never seen these somehow.
Yeah, I
happened.
really want to get ready for the Harry Potter game that comes out in
Right.
February, and so I want to.
Both of y'all.
I
did.
personally wanted to do this because I'm so excited for that game. And then he told me that he's never seen these.
This is the only one that I've seen in the past.
Right, and so I was like, let's do the whole series.
Which is
And,
so-
it's been several years since I've seen
Which
all
is
these
so-
movies, so I wanted to rewatch them.
Which is so weird because I went downstairs when I went downstairs. My mom was like, "I heard it. I recognize Harry Potter anywhere."
Yeah.
Because my
Yeah.
brother was obsessed with. He's read the books multiple times over. He's watched all the movies multiple times. He goes to Universal. He loves it. Because it's such a deep world and it's so cool to me. It's a wonder I've never gotten into it.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
here. My first thoughts on this movie is it takes a lot of guts to every single actor except for a couple in this movie are kids, and
Right.
it takes a lot same thing like Spy Kids,
Doing an entire
project and movie where it
Kids.
is solely based on how the kids act and perform. It's good. I think for the
Yeah.
most part the kid acting is very, very good.
Yeah.
With a couple exceptions
There's
of
some exceptions.
some of
that are-
Hermione's line delivery is
that
hilarious.
are iconically cheesy.
Yeah.
There is some parts that are.
There's that fake laugh that she does at the end. Ron's good, Harry's good, Draco's fantastic. Draco's even as a young child, Draco's actor is just
Tom Felton is
amazing.
legit.
Yeah. Draco is that kind of character where it's you're supposed to be irritated by him, but that's the point of his character.
Yeah.
And you said he got typecast as this type of character
totally. He
because
gets
of this.
typecast
And it
all the time
hurts because he's
of that.
awesome.
Yeah, he's like a
'Cause
super
Tom
chill
Felton's
dude.
really chill.
For anybody who has watched the Flash TV show, he's essentially the same way at the beginning of season 3, and then end of season 4, he's like buddies, and then you never hear from him
He's
again.
gone.
He just dips after the finale of
Well,
that season.
But yeah, for a 2001 movie that is solely kid actors,
Right.
basically, it's decent. Now, I've heard that this is the lowest point of movies as far as quality goes.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Because
But
it
if
is
it's
2000.
the lowest
better.
point, then heck yeah.
I mean, it's also the first one, so
Right,
the
yeah, yeah.
budget is way higher later.
Yeah. Oh.
The budget gets
Yeah, 'cause
insane.
You think?
movies.
I mean, they knew this was going to be successful. They didn't know how
Right.
successful this was going to be because
Yeah.
the later movies are some of the highest grossing movies ever.
I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 was top.
Is
It's gotta be.
It's probably
gotta be,
easily
yeah.
top 20,
Yeah.
and they're all somewhere in the top 100.
Right.
Probably. There's no inherently really bad, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is the most simple of all the Harry Potter movies because,
Yeah.
as any first movie is, it introduces its characters, it sets up the entire world.
No one is really fleshed out yet, and they're
Yeah,
not supposed
no.
to be.
It makes sense.
Dives in deeper later, and it's your first.
Like
movie with
Voldemort's in
characters.
10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, barely there.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be a big villain because they knew this.
Right.
They knew
Yet.
this was going to be a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I know there's some big negatives I have with this movie.
We can probably just
Pretty
intersperse
major
them.
ones.
So, we
Yeah.
can probably just intersperse them. So, why don't we just start off with our main character, with Harry Potter?
He's
Yeah, Harry-
He's very well acted for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe does a great job playing the character. Great acting.
Happy.
He's written pretty well. I don't want to do the thing because I've read a couple of the books.
Where you compare him to the book?
I don't want to do the thing where I compare because I mean, I could do that, but it's also its own thing.
I have read a couple of the
It's
books.
its
so
own
I could
thing.
probably-
I have read a
need
majority
to
of,
read
a
the
majority
books
of the
more.
first one. I think Luke has read the entire first one.
Yeah.
I think
need to read that again.
You read,
But
period.
yeah, there is that kind of thing where it's you do kind of have to compare them to the book in some cases because it's an adaptation.
it's hard
Yeah,
not-
I
it's
just
hard
to be
not
honest,
to.
the
Yeah.
books are better. They're way more detailed.
There's
which I understand because it's a movie. This movie would be probably
the
4
thing
hours
is,
long. If
There's
they got everything
there's
in
not
there.
a lot of adaptations of movies that are straight up just so much better than the book. There's
Yeah.
not that many.
I think really everything that's essential to the overarching story
Is present.
present, and it gets you through just fine.
I
And
can
it's,
lean back a little bit.
it's a nice package.
Right.
Oh gosh.
Stays under 2.5 hours with the deleted scenes.
Yeah, we had deleted scenes.
We had deleted scenes.
And there's a couple. I see why a lot of them were deleted. There's a couple that were kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole like thing where
Some were
they
long, too.
talk about what's the dude's name? The
Nicholas Flamel.
Flamel.
Yeah.
But like then they explain it again like 2 minutes later.
That was a little jarring with the deleted scene. I'm not going to judge it on that because that's not the standard.
Because that's not the
that's not the standard version of the
theatrical
movie.
cut.
The
This is like the
theatrical cut,
This is probably like the director's cut. There we go.
It could be the director's cut. Yeah, but it was very jarring to go from one scene where they explain who Nicholas Flamel is to
the next
another
one.
scene where they're doing the same thing.
It's
and
because
like,
it's them. It's like Ron opening the chocolate frog cards, and it talks about Flamel on the back of the card, and then it goes to what does it go to? It goes
the
to
library where they're in the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you looking in the wrong section.
How did Ron?
I checked in the wrong section.
That's one thing is how did Ron not know who Flamel was? Because he said he had six Dumbledore cards.
Or do you think he'd be like, oh yeah?
He'd read them. Hey, that's on Dumbledore's card.
Yeah. Couple things like that.
I guess not because you gotta remember who Ron is.
He's an idiot.
That's Ron is so bad in the movies.
He's passable in these
he's
one, 1, 2, and 3. He's very passable. Once you get to the fourth one, which we'll touch on, he becomes insufferable.
I think he's a little obnoxious in some of the later movies as well.
Even still in this movie, he had one scene where I'm just like, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Like which one are you talking about?
The one where he's insulting Hermione.
Yeah.
All because Hermione is calling him out on the fact that he's not doing something right.
I'll forgive that. I mean,
and then Hermione storms past him.
It's
That's
something
kind of
an 11-year-old would do.
So, yes, I totally agree with that. Half of the
half
of like the deliveries and stuff, and half of what they say could be chalked up to, they're really young.
They're kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they all range from like the 10 to 12. So.
Best character in this movie is Hagrid.
Yes, my favorite character is Snape. I love Snape.
Yeah.
Okay, Snape first, then Hagrid. So Snape,
That's
the fact that
poor man.
This entire the entire movie was getting
series is just Snape getting shafted, dude.
Because if you haven't seen like or know like the overarching story of Harry Potter, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's the bad guy. But like,
yeah, and even if this is your first experience, you think he's the bad guy,
which sucks because all he's trying to do is you learn at the end of this movie that he's trying to protect him. But even in the next couple movies, they still Snape's evil.
And then you learn a lot more of his backstory. I think the most in Deathly Hallows.
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince, yeah, but
that movie's about him.
Yeah, fair.
Alan Rickman is such a good actor. It's so, he's so good.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman's amazing.
Because he is the Half-Blood Prince, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. So from Snape to Hagrid, Hagrid's also my favorite.
Right, I think all of the characters.
I was so upset.
Both of the best characters in this movie and in the entire franchise died. Like Alan Rickman, when did he die? It was more recent. Like it was recent.
It was a couple years ago.
But yeah, and Hagrid just died last month, month and a half
this
ago.
Year.
And the guy that plays the Sorting Hat died last month.
Yeah,
that
sucks.
Wild.
It's a good time to revisit these. Then I guess.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
It's so it's awesome, and I love how they do the shots with Hagrid. They replace him. Looking it up, it's so funny.
6'10" dude.
There's when in faraway shots or when he's facing away from the camera, it's the 6'10" guy, and then when it's the actual, I forgot his name.
I can't remember.
Yeah, when it's the actual actor who's still tall, he's 6'1". They use low angle shots to make him look huge. It's very well. It's very well done.
We haven't mentioned this yet. John Williams.
Soundtrack. Chill out, bro.
Man doesn't miss.
No.
Challenge time.
Man has never
name a single bad thing that John Williams has done.
Man doesn't miss.
Man has never missed in his life.
He do not miss.
No, he does not.
He did the football on NBC or CBS.
Yes, he did CBS.
So, yeah. There's a football theme. There's a football theme song that he did, and you can tell because it sounds like something from the prequels.
It sounds like something from Star Wars prequels. Written around the same time.
Yeah,
I believe it. Even though the movie actually, I think, looks pretty good for 2001, it has some very noticeable CG shots where it's like,
it's some like Shark Boy and Lava Girl stuff. That's what it looks like to me. Because Shark Boy and Lava Girl had a couple of those like.
But that's a movie where it's like you accept it.
Yeah.
You watch that movie because you're like, childhood. That's pretty the main reason.
What's the movie where this guy is like folded up into a basketball? Space Jam. There we go. It looks like, when Michael Jordan is like folded up into a basketball. And, like,
I remember.
Yeah. It looks like that.
Yeah, so the CG's a little goofy, but
Space Jam came in like 90s.
It's 2001. It was around this point in time. Yeah, it's
There's
around,
only a couple
it was,
shots
it,
like
it was
that.
legit around this point in time where they were experimenting with it.
And there's only a
Because
couple shots.
Spider-Man 2002 came out the year after this, and it had some
Yeah.
CG that looked very similar to this.
And there's
Right.
only a
Yeah.
couple shots that are like that. It's Neville when he's on the broom and Harry when he's on the back of the troll.
Yeah.
That's mainly it. Like,
Yeah.
'Cause they
Snape,
do- 'cause they
Snape
do
on the back of
close.
Quirrell's head doesn't even look that bad. I think it looks.
You mean
pretty-
Voldemort?
Voldemort. What did I say? Snape.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Bad
Voldemort
guy.
on the back of Quirrell's head doesn't even look that bad. It looks pretty decent for 2001.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Professor McGonagall.
McGonagall's a
Amazing.
great character. All the
Great.
I think all the professors, all the teachers, adult characters.
Except Flitwick. He looks stupid.
They fix him.
They fix it.
They fix
fix it. They
Flitwick.
fix
He
it.
looks way better. But all the adult characters in this are, I
I
think,
agree.
well cast, well done.
And there's only
Dumbledore
like
gets-
and there's only like
Yeah,
5 of them.
Recast.
Yeah, Dumbledore is a different actor. You said it gets recast in the third movie?
I could be wrong. I
And
think
it-
it's the
is it
third
just
one.
because the
It's for sure the fourth one, but it might have been the third one as well.
I'm looking it up.
It'll look
I
it up
know
as
for a
well.
fact it's the fourth one, but I think it's the third one.
The fourth one
which
is
one's
with-
the third. The third one is
Prisoner of
Prisoner.
Azkaban.
What?
I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's the new Dumbledore and Prisoner.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. That is what I thought.
Yeah, but this Dumbledore was still...
Good.
Yeah, he's still
He's
really
funny.
good. Yeah, the one joke he made at the end where he's like, well, what happened between you two down there was a complete secret. So naturally, the whole school knows.
Yeah,
Because it's
he gets a
Hogwarts.
little less witty after being recast.
Yeah.
Just a little bit less witty, but it's still he's
and
still
more
good.
more intense.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that when we get to Goblet of Fire.
you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh, I can't think of anything else really to mention. I mean,
It's a pretty simple.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
very
straightforward.
compared to all the others. It's like as the first movie of any franchise really is. It's like it's simple. It's their first year at Hogwarts.
Their first.
Oh,
Their
the
fir-
Dudleys.
Yeah, they're there.
oh yeah, they're there. Whatever.
The
They-
They're there.
Start the
They're
film.
there to be like
The thing that I
for the
forgot
kid
about,
to be a spoiled little brat and the parents to be
all the
snobs.
visuals are really cool. Like the Great Hall is amazing.
Yes,
All like
the-
the commons rooms are cool. All the visuals are really.
I mean,
really
the way
good.
they bring the book to
Yes,
life. is
like they bring the book to
so
life, and this is
good.
them just like diving into the just because the Harry Potter world is huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's and this is them just diving into it, and I think all the visuals are very well done and good, and
Oh, yeah.
it only gets better.
It only gets better. And I could say that for everything, just the movies in general. They
Yeah.
really just get better from here. So to have. a
Oh
score
well, there
is-
is one thing I kind of want to talk about just because you guys were like, what?
What was it?
The sport.
Quidditch.
Oh, Quidditch.
it's
That's.
so stupid.
I'm not gonna judge the movie on that because Quidditch.
No, I
isn't
just
a
knew
lot.
I just knew you had something to say
Okay,
about it.
Quidditch rules, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's stupid.
you get 10 points for putting the qualifier through one of the rings, correct?
Correct.
So they don't say anything about a timer. There's no timer.
There's
on
no-
the, there's no timer
no
on the
time
scoreboard
clock.
that they have.
People are scoring points. The game doesn't end till somebody catches that dang snitch.
So what's the point of
and
the
whoever
qualifier?
catches the snitch wins.
So what's the point of the qualifier?
So, I don't know.
I'm sure there is a timer. We just don't see it. But
There's
they never
gotta
say
be, like, a
anything
clock.
about that.
And I'm sure somebody out
They
there
show
like,
the scoreboard multiple
okay,
times.
so, two of y'all. There are two people I feel like have an answer, and y'all better be watching this. If my own dang mother
Lucy Burns
is watching this, or is Lucy Burns, you better be watching
Yes,
this.
Does your mom- does your mom watch your
Quidditch-
videos?
Quidditch rules,
Not
please.
Ooh, my
She-
brother
she-
would know. I'm gonna ask my
He
brother.
probably knows Quidditch rules.
I feel like if my mom's gonna watch any of my videos, it's gonna
be these,
So
yeah.
mother or Lucy Burns, one of y'all better be watching this,
Or
and if either of
somebody
y'all
or, my,
know,
or Brian Morgan or my brother.
somebody
if-
in the comments who's a nerd.
if
Do
any-
they do they say anything about a clock?
Like
I
in
don't
the
see
books,
anything.
I don't even recall. I read the first book, but it's been ages.
I'm guessing.
I don't recall if
I'm
the
guessing
rules were
J.K.
listed.
Rowling's just like, okay, it's a sport. There's a clock because like all sports have a clock.
Right, I guess so. Because if there's a clock that makes sense, you can run out the
But
clock.
you never see it. They show the scoreboard
Yeah.
multiple times.
yeah, but if anybody knows
But there's a lot
properly
of
how
Quidditch
that
scenes in
works,
Harry
that we're
Potter,
just
so-
There is a lot of Quidditch.
if
scenes,
anybody
yeah.
knows how that properly works, that we're just like completely not
Quidditch is
remembering.
a real sport now.
Please let us know in the comments, because genuinely,
people don't
we
trust
granted we
people.
haven't like
Yeah.
properly looked this up, but
No, we have not looked it up. Or if somebody in the comments.
It's being done right now. Hold
Somebody
on.
watching this maybe happens to play collegiate Quidditch because
It's
that is a
it's a
thing. It is a thing. If somebody happens to play collegiate Quidditch,
They truck the
let us
heck
know.
out of people. It's
yes,
so
they do.
funny.
It's like rugby with a stick. That's what it reminds me of. But you throw a ball.
Is there a time limit in Quidditch? There's no set time limit in this game because this, but the golden snitch is usually caught within an hour. Although this can depend on the fitness and experience of participants. Are Quidditch games timed? variable. The game was not played in periods, although captains could call for a timeout. Teams continued using the same goalpost to score. That's so stupid.
So it's dumb. Got it.
The only thing I can possibly think of is that one team has to try and get as many, more points than the other team as possible.
If you happen to get 100
if
points,
one team happens to get 200 points and then the other team catches the snitch.
Right. I guess if you shut out the other team, you happen to get 150 points purely from, or 150 plus points from quaffle.
I'm looking up if there's no clock in Quidditch. What's the point of the quaffle?
Surely this is being talked about.
No one, not everybody has skimmed over this. Okay. Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah, here we go. Reddit. Yeah.
It raises a good point. Every time you score 10 points, you're also given the quaffle the opposing team, along with a chance to score. In theory, if a team was more confident, we're leaving all this in. Leave it in. If a team was very confident in the quality of their seeker, it might make more sense for them to hold on to the quaffle until the snitch is caught, avoiding causing the opposing team a chance to score 160 points. What?
Yeah, whatever, man. This is stupid.
Whatever. Just forget it.
Quidditch sucks.
Just forget it. We'll just move on. We'll look it up later. Is there any final thing we had before getting to the rating?
I'm going to chalk it up to J.K. Rowling doesn't know sports. And designed a stupid sport.
Oh, okay.
Did he just
so you get 150 points for the snitch, correct?
Correct.
If the other team has 160, they win. If the opposing team has scored,
that's what I was saying.
If the opposing team has scored, even with that 150 points, if you don't. But the thing is, they say if you catch it, you win. So why are there points given?
No, that doesn't make sense. Because so if you catch the snitch, it just takes your points to 150. It doesn't give you 150 on top of your quaffle points.
I think it gives 150
on top of the points you have gotten.
I think
if the other team is putting up 160, the other team better be close to that, or it's a complete shutout.
Okay, what is the point of Quidditch? In Quidditch, what's the point of throwing?
I'm gonna go watch some collegiate Quidditch. This is giving me a
catching
headache.
the golden snitch gets the team 150 points and ends the game. So if you have more than 100, if the
gap between the two teams is more than 150,
that's so.
It's not a
whatever plot hole. J.K. Rowling, if you're watching this video, explain.
Explain. I want to know.
It suggests that your quality score actually influences this. I'm still on this. This is stupid.
we can
go back to it.
We can make a TikTok about this.
We can make like a rant video about this. I swear.
Quidditch rant.
Is there any?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any? Okay. We'll come back to this.
We need to move on.
We need to move on before somebody's head explodes. Did you guys have anything else before we got to final?
That's so stupid.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
You gotta edit something there because that was funny.
Okay, yeah. Whenever you get snitch.
Anyway.
Okay. I think we've covered on it enough. It's a pretty simple movie. It starts getting a little more complicated for the later ones because it starts getting much more
bigger, and a lot more complicated.
Bigger plot lines. So, final rating now. Logan, how about you start us off?
Yeah, I'll start this off. I've always had a rating in my head for this movie, and I can't give it too high because the movies that precede this, they just continue to get better. So I'm going to give this one a nice, cozy 8.5.
Okay.
That's where this is going to sit for me.
You want to go next? I have a range. I don't have a score.
Yeah, I have a bit of a range, but I'll come up with it on the dot right now.
Yeah, you will.
So for me, this isn't one of my favorites in the franchise, but it's still it's the first one. It's got the charm to it. It's the first time.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter. It has to have charm.
Yeah, it's got the charm of this is the first time of us seeing with our own eyes this entire world. Now, while there are some other movies that are better, this is still a really good movie and it's a really good start to the franchise. I think because of that, I'm gonna sit this movie at a solid, I'll say 8 flat.
All right.
I think 8 flat will be a good place to sit this at. I mean, it's good.
That's around what I was gonna do.
Could it also?
Yo, that just hit the corner. That was sick.
Nobody else saw it. I've been glancing over at that. Hold on, I'm leaving this in. I've been glancing over at this TV a couple times throughout the review.
Sat there and watched that happen. So basically, you can't see that the Harry Potter like disc like title screen thing is just like floating in a little square
awesome
around the TV,
and
like the DVD
and so
logo
while
thing.
so while he was talking, I was sitting there watching that, and it hit the corner, and that was awesome. That was sick.
I'm bitter at that. I've been trying to look at that the entire freaking review, waiting for that to happen.
That's funny.
And the one time I don't look, it doesn't.
That's going in your funniest moments video whenever you make that. That was so funny.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with an 8 flat. And yeah, good movie.
That's around the range that I was looking at. I don't want to give it too high because I know the movies after this are just gonna get better in terms of like quality and stuff. So I'm gonna set this at like a 7.7.
I was the other number really enough I was thinking about was like 7.8.
Yeah. I'll say 7. Yeah, I'll say 7.7 because like 7.7 is still a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just like it shows its age, which is like that's fine, but I know it's just gonna get better. So
yeah,
I'm gonna sit that there so I don't have to so I don't back myself into a corner scoring wise.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's usually I would probably put it like a 7. The range I was thinking was like 7.5 to 8, and so I was trying to come up with like a middle thing.
I was thinking like range of like 7.8 to like 8.2.
I'll go with 7.7, which is still a very very solid movie. Holy crap! No, never mind.
But yeah, that'll do it for our review of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Stay tuned for the next time where we review the second Harry Potter movie with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
This is the one that was hype in the video game, bro. In the Lego video game. Chamber was cool.
But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time for the second Harry Potter movie. See y'all later, webheads.
Avada Kedavra, bitches.